Hello, Scorpio. I'm Clarice Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is a special bonus read for you. It's a biggest block reading. And so, what's that all about? Our blocks are how we're resisting what we want in life. And so, if things aren't manifesting, it means that you've got a block to it, right? You're resisting it in some way. Now, we get these blocks, we get these resistances, we pick them up through life, through experiences, through beliefs that are passed to us. There's all kinds of things. And it's kind of our duty, our job to release those blocks so that we can open up to whatever it is that we want in life. So whether it's you want a relationship or you want success or you want money, whatever you want in your life, you're actually blocking it if you're not getting it already. And so that's what my biggest block readings are about. They go into what your biggest block is and where it came from, so how you learned it, who passed it to you, or what experience it was that you had that caused this block in the first place, and then the steps to releasing it as well. So very empowering readings they are. And so if that resonates with you, you want to keep on watching Scorpio, because I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a general read for all of you, of course. It's not going to resonate with everyone, all of the Scorpios on the planet, but for those of you that it does resonate with, and I'm going to do a deeper dive written reading to go with it right after I do this video. So that will go into a short recap of what I've done, the reading that I've done in this video, and then elaborate on that too. So it's going to be more about the how to release it, more information about how to release this block, and more information about how it came about as well, probably from the ones that I've already done for other signs anyway. So if you want to book in for that, there will be links up there. It's called a deeper dive. It's just 20 Australian dollars. So that's about 15 American right now. And I'll book in for that and I'll send it to you. So there'll be links throughout this reading up there to book in for that. Also in the description box below. Now, Scorpio, the reason that I'm doing these is because this weekend, the weekend that I'm publishing this, I've got a half price reading sale going on. And so this weekend it's on my biggest block reading. So that's a 3-page reading. I get it out within 24 hours of you booking it. And it is 75 Australian dollars this weekend instead of 150. So that's about 50 American dollars instead of 100 this weekend only. So an amazing time to get it. And so it goes into the same thing, but it's personal to you, of course. A private reading, which is very different than these general readings. So if you'd like to book in for one of those, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for it in the description box below. And if all else fails, if you're not seeing that on YouTube, you can book in for it on my website, behealing.com. That's behealing.com. So Sagittarius, let's get into it. What is your biggest block? Let's see. You seem to have a very kind of an empowerment kind of focus going on with these blocks this time. So it must be something to do with the energies that are around at the moment. Oh, this is like you're battling your spirit a little bit, Scorpio. So we've got compassion and gentle, quieted heart. This block is as I said, it's like you're trying to battle your spirit. So a part of your nature is this compassion. Your true nature is this compassion. And at the moment, you're not feeling like it's a good thing. You're not feeling like it's a good thing. Because what have we seen in society? It's not those people that are compassionate that get the rewards, right? They're not the ones that are successful, are they? You have to actually not be that, not be who you really are, Scorpio, in order to get by in the world, in order to get success in the world, that kind of thing. So that's where this block is at, because it's not actually true that. The universe didn't get anything wrong with you, Scorpio. It didn't make you a compassionate person and then say, I'll put them on this planet where your compassion doesn't get you anything. It's not true. The universe never goes wrong with anybody, right? And so there's something more to it. It's actually a block, this. You not thinking that your compassion is a good thing, or your empathy is a good thing, or this is, as I said, I'm not seeing it as just as compassion. I was feeling it as like fighting with your spirit, fighting with your true nature, as if the way that I am is wrong for this world, that kind of thing. So it might be, Scorpio, that you feel like you've been put on the wrong planet, that kind of thing, yeah, because of this block. So you're not at peace with yourself. You're not at peace with your spirit. You're not at peace with how you are as a person, your true nature. And so you don't want it to come out because you think it's wrong for this planet, or wrong to get you what you want while you're here, kind of thing. So where did this block come from? Yeah, it came from being the black sheep. This is like moving away from your family, um, and forgiving them. It came from being the black sheep, being the odd one out, being the one that seemed to be different than everyone else, seemed to feel different than everyone else. It's like being in a family or around other people that are obviously feeling different than you feel, obviously not focused on the same thing, obviously not having the same awareness, obviously not um, in that same mode of operation as you. So it does feel like you're on a different planet, kind of thing, being around that kind of people. And then when you notice, especially when it's like the whole family that are doing it and you're the odd one out, you're the black sheep, everyone else is white, then you are thinking that everyone else must be right because there's so many of them, right? There's so many of them. If the majority are all doing the same things and they all seem to be loving each other but not loving you because you're not fitting in, then they must be doing something right and you must be doing something wrong. And so this is how it's come about, is because you've been the odd one out and it seems to you that everyone else is getting what they want and you're not getting what you want. That fly keeps on coming around to have a look at me. So it seems to you like everyone else is getting what they want and you're not getting what you want, but this is not true, Scorpio. So if I can take you back there to it feels like for most of you it's your family. If I can take you back for a moment to that, to being in that situation, take a look at them in your memory, because it could be that you're not around them anymore. Just move away card. But if you go back in your memory and just think about how they were with each other, that or how they were in their lives, like were they happy? Were they really content? Were they having really good relationships with each other? Were they really loving each other? Were they being loved? Were they feeling loved? Because I'm feeling like you thought you've got this wild idea that they were getting what they wanted, that they were loving each other and not loving you, that they were happy and that they were, you know, loving the results of their lives and living the best lives. Not true, is it, when you look back? It's not true. And so, yes, it might seem that they were all in the same club and they were loving each other, but it was not true love. That's not truly loving each other. And I'm sure that they didn't feel loved by each other. And I'm sure that they weren't happy in that at all. There's a reason that you are who you are, and you have those so many flies, that you have those traits within you, and it's actually a good thing. And I think you know that, like, you know, your spirit knows that. I think you know that deep down. You know that it's a good thing. That awareness is a good thing. That breaking away and being different than them is a good thing. You just got to change your mind about whether everyone else is getting what they want, whether the majority of people that are like that are really getting what they want. This was significant for me because I grew up in an abusive family, and I used to think that. I used to think, well, how, I think that I've made the good decisions. I've made good decisions for myself. I've been good to everyone else. I haven't been abusive and all of these things. That's what I thought. And like, why am I the one that's being punished? Why are they all loving each other and not me? When I think that I'm doing the right thing, it didn't make much sense to me. And it was such a huge wake-up call when I looked back and I thought, they're not loving each other. They're abusing each other the same. And sure, they're all doing it to each other, but they're abusing each other. It wasn't just me. So I took myself out of that victim mode. It's like, hang on a minute. They weren't happy. I can see that they weren't happy. Of course they weren't happy. Squirrels on the roof. Of course they weren't happy. That's why they were like that. And they weren't loving each other. And they didn't have it good. Obviously, they didn't have it good. They were miserable. And that just set me free, realizing that. And it's like, it's not me. It's not about me. It was never about me. They were having that experience with everyone. I was just different. And that just changed everything for me then, when I realized that. And so that will like change everything for you as well, when you realize that too, when you can look back, Scorpio, at them and realize that they didn't have it better. They didn't have it better. that they weren't experiencing all those great things that you're experiencing, and neither are the other people that you're imagining now in the world. If you're looking at like certain people, especially around now, with all the stuff that's coming out, all the truths that are coming out now, there's a lot of very, very unhappy people. And yeah, they might have the power in the world and stuff, and they might be famous or whatever, but really, really deep, dark stuff, really, really unhappy people. And so you might look at them and think, oh yeah, they've got it all. Oh yeah, they're having a great life. How come they're being rewarded? Well, they're not being rewarded. They're not feeling loved. They're not feeling happy. They're not feeling all of these things. So this is about changing your mind about all of that to release yourself from it, Scorpio. Because there is nothing wrong with you. You have been made of the right stuff. How can you release it? So I hope that's clear that that's where it's come from. It's come from this block to who you really are. It's come from you being different and noticing that you're different, but you're seeing it as a negative, and it's not a negative. And in fact, the people that are like you and other people like you are not the victims of this at all. If you could get inside someone else's head and inside their skin, feel their feelings and think their thoughts, you'd realize that actually you're one of the privileged ones. You're one of the happiest people. Let that sink in. You're actually one of the happiest people. You don't want to get inside of the head of those other, say, the 90%. You don't want to get inside of their heads. I think you'd be really shocked, and you'd realize just how good you got it. That fly is here again. I don't know what it is. It's like a wasp. No, it's not a wasp. It's a weird thing. Maybe it's a bee, some kind of a bee. I don't know. Anyway, so how can you release this, Scorpio? You've got to be okay with yourself and start to feel joy. You've got to realize how good you've got it, because you really do. I can't. It's like get out of that victimhood mode, because you haven't realized that you've actually got it better than most people. Your inner joy, the way that you feel about yourself, the peace that you've got within yourself. Like this started off as you not feeling peace. You feeling like that you're not at peace with yourself, with your compassion, with who you are as a spirit. You're not at peace with that. And this is saying, yes, in fact, you are. You feel more at peace than most people on the planet. Like the most people on the planet. You have it great. But you might be judging based on money or power and stuff like that. Those things aren't important. Those things aren't important at all. They're not the rewards. The rewards are in our hearts. It's the lives that we're living. It's how we're feeling. They're the rewards. And so you need to pull away from that, thinking that the rewards are money and stuff like that. Because when you find this peace with yourself, you're going to attract the good things that you want in your life. You're going to attract that love, that partner, that money, that success. You're going to attract all of it, but you're going to get it with the compassion, with your spirit. It's the only way you're going to get it, in fact. The only way you can get stuff like that is by being in integrity with your higher self, with who you are. And then I hear you say, I'm hearing the thoughts of people here. It's like, well, then how can these people have got the power and got all the money and stuff like that? And it's like, again, I say, they're not the rewards of it. I'm not saying that they've got the power, that they've got all of this money because they've been aligned. I'm saying that true abundance and true love, they come when you're aligned. They haven't got that. They haven't got that at all. They might have a pot of money, but they're very, very unhappy. And that's not to link both of them together. You can be very, very happy with money too. But that's true abundance. You find the happiness first, and then the abundance comes along. The people with a lot of money are not the happy one. The majority, because there's plenty of aligned people now that have a lot of money too. And so I'm trying not to lump everyone together there. But those people that you're thinking have got the rewards, they really haven't got the rewards at all. And the abundance is available to everyone as well. Just letting you know that it's available to everyone. And so your way of getting the abundance that you truly want, with this happiness, with this joy, it's about being okay with yourself. So it's about making peace with who you are and realizing just how good you've got it. If you start looking at those things that are inside of you and saying, oh, well, maybe the universe is rewarding people by feeling good. And I only haven't been feeling good, even though I have got it really good, compared to other people. I haven't been feeling good because I've been focused on all these other things, thinking they're rewards when they're not rewards. So this is like you're blocking yourself from those things that you want in life, like money, abundance, love, those kind of things. Or maybe an amazing house, living in a resort like this, living on tropical islands. Maybe you're resisting all of that stuff because you're thinking that you haven't got it right, that the rewards aren't, you're not getting the rewards. You have to be one of those other people to get those rewards. It's not true. It really isn't true. I mean, I've done it both ways. I've had a lot of money and I was miserable. In my 20s, I was miserable. I hadn't healed myself. I had a lot of money. Very, very easy for me to make money, but oh, I was miserable. Really miserable. It wasn't the money making me miserable. I was just miserable. I wasn't being myself. And then when I went, gave all of that up and went on my healing journey, that's when I found true abundance with the happiness. And it's only as I've healed myself and then really got clear on who I am, being who I am, that's when the true abundance has come in. That's when I'm attracting all these great things to me now, easily, because I'm in integrity and I found that balance between empowerment and all of that stuff. There's so much involved in it, but you're on that path too, Scorpio. And so, yeah, to let go of this one, a lot of it's changing your mind. It's what I've talked about already. And it's following your joy and being okay with yourself too. And realizing you've got it really good. And maybe you can look at people differently now and then just put yourself in their shoes. Just imagine if I was in their body right now, if I was in their skin, if I was in their mind, and if I had their feelings, is that really, are they rewarded really? I think you'll realize they're not. You've got more rewards than you think. You're being blessed more than you think, and it's time to recognize that now, Scorpio. So you don't need to change yourself. There you go, Scorpio. If you like this reading, please hit like and subscribe to my channel. If it does resonate with you, then I'm going to do a written reading to go with this right now. If you'd like to have a copy of that, then there's a link up there to book in for that. That's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. And I'll send that to you. If you'd like a private biggest block reading, then there's a link around about there to book in for one of those. Have an awesome weekend, Scorpio, and I'll see you next time. Bye.